Hi again, everyone. Welcome back to AskAJ. I'm AJ Hanna from Symphony Ventures, and as you know, we talk about intelligent automation and robotic process automation here. I get the opportunity to attend many conferences and meetings specifically related to the topic of RPA, and in those meetings and conferences, we often get the chance to hold something called an interactive discussion group, where you get groups of practitioners sitting around a table talking about a common topic. Normally we start those meetings by allowing everyone to introduce themselves and talk a little bit about where they are in their stage of maturity with automation. And one of the things that you often hear are people describing the number of bots that they have, which creates an interesting dynamic because that term may mean a different thing to every person sitting within the group. There's still being work to try to establish common nomenclature, but at this point, people still use the term bots and it means different things. It can mean the number of licenses that somebody has executed. It could mean the number of processes that they have automated. It could mean each of the discrete areas within a process, because as you know, you don't often automate the entire process, you just automate pieces. And some people could be counting each of those small individual pieces as a bot. So we often get into conversations where people talk about having X number of bots and someone else expresses their admiration and wonder around a person getting to that number. But really, the number of bots doesn't necessarily speak to the effectiveness of the automation program. One bot license, as an example, could run multiple processes. And so one bot license, if that's the way you define it, really doesn't speak to the scope and scale of your organization or what you've done with your program. But also, just the number of processes that you have that you've automated isn't necessarily a good indicator either. If those processes didn't come with some resultant outcome, a return on investment of some sort, then the fact that you have 15 processes for which you've automated that's generated a single FTE or 2 to 3 FTEs worth of benefit doesn't really speak to how effective your program is being. So we generally like to think of it more in terms of what kind of capacity is being created within those processes that are being automated. And that really begins to level set what you are doing with your automation program and the real effectiveness of that program. Also talking about the other ancillary benefits. Where have you gained in customer satisfaction? Where have you gained in compliance and auditability and so on? So the term bot, while still very popular to use, there's still a lack of clarity around what we mean when we say we have X number of bots. And what I would really encourage you as you talk about your automation program and you tell the story of what you've done, tell it more about the impact that your automation program has been able to have on your organization and what your plans are in terms of the impact that it has, as opposed to saying I have a plan to put 1,000 bots into production in the next X number of months. So if you have things you'd like to see me talk about on AskAJ, please drop me a note at askaj@symphonyhq.com. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter at AskAJ Hanna, no H on the end, and we'll talk to you again soon.